What's up, everyone? Coach D speaks with the MeidasTouch Network. So in case you guys didn't know, serial loser Kari Lake is now running for senator. Yeah, she's running to represent Arizona, the same state who handed her the L when she ran against Katie Hobbs for governor. And she's making all the stops. And what is she doing? What Republicans always do, regurgitating the same talking points that they regurgitate during every election cycle. Check it out.
Kari, good to see you. Thanks very much for joining us. Assess what's happening in Arizona for us. Greg Abbott told us it's now the tip of the spear.
The worst border in the whole country is in Arizona, and it's the Tucson sector. Those numbers are shocking, especially when you consider what they were a few years ago, where we barely had anybody coming across illegally under a great policy that President Trump had put in. And now we're seeing just one morning, Maria, 950 people poured across in the Tucson sector in one morning, and 71% were just adults. This is not families coming across, and we do have those, but the majority of these people are fighting age men. We are watching as we're being invaded, and we're seeing a foreign army basically pour across our border. We talk a lot about Bidenflation. We have a Biden invasion happening on the border in Arizona, and it seems like we're not getting any attention from the White House, from D.C. We need to get this border wall completed.
Well,
and just this week, Maria, and remember last time I was on, I was talking about how the Biden administration had welded open the gates so people could pour in.
Yeah.
Just this week, we saw cartel members moving in heavy equipment and literally chopping down parts of the wall. And a reporter was videotaping it, and they were blowing her kisses and laughing. This is what's happening. The cartels own and control our southern border. And this is really, in my opinion, an act of war.
An act of war? Get the fuck out of here. An act of war from who, Kari? You know, there must be an election coming around because Republicans are resurrecting the caravans and fear-mongering with talks about military or fighting-age men pouring across the border. How about working-age men, Kari? How racist are Republicans to assume that if brown men are coming across the border, they must be terrorists? You know, maybe, just maybe they're dads coming here for seasonal work or a job so that they can send for their families later. How about assuming that brown men are coming here to afford their families a better life, just like you would if they were white men? And you know, I've said this many times, but they really just feed MAGAs the lies. Like barely anyone came across the border during the Trump administration because of a great policy. What policy was that, Kari? Because I seem to remember another caravan coming in 2017 and 18. You know, back when you guys were getting the MAGAs all scared for the midterms. It's crazy how they keep doing this and the MAGAs keep falling for it. They've used the caravan of military-age men trope so many times, they can't even remember when they did. If you listen to Republicans, they should have had enough people here already to start a full military by now. And listen, when I tell you this has been the Republican playbook for years, believe it. Here's Trump saying basically the same thing recently.
We're going to do a big deportation. We're going to get those bad ones out.
Okay, so he's going to do a big deportation. And let me guess, he's also going to lock Hillary up. He's also going to fire Dr. Fauci, and he's also going to make Mexico pay for the wall.
Remember, mental institutions, prisons, and terrorists are pouring into our country.
What? So the caravans are bringing prisons and mental institutions with them. That's impressive. This dude is obviously in a cognitive decline right now, and he proves it even more next.
We're right now the largest caravan. That was my term, I think. I have a lot of terms, a lot of good terms, but caravan was my term. The largest caravan anyone's ever seen is right now coming up through Mexico. Thousands and thousands of people going to pour right into a country. We have no idea who they are. Bad things are going to happen, very bad.
I've got a lot of terms, like caravans. That was one of my terms. And is it just me? Or does it seem like they're hoping for a terrorist attack? And they're hoping that it's by a brown person? I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, They were salivating about an accident at the northern border in hopes that it was a terrorist attack. They are literally disgusting people. And you gotta love how Kari Lake and Donald Trump both lost, but somehow think they're going to parlay those losses into wins by feeding you the same old bullshit. My goodness. And make no mistake about it, it's all a money grab. MAGAs are always talking about how rich Donald Trump is and how he doesn't have to answer to anyone because he doesn't need their money. Yet he's always asking for donations. And Kari Lake, she's just trying to get the $174K while still securing your donations so that she can keep partying in Mar-a-Lago. Republicans only know grifting. And truth be told, I kind of enjoy watching MAGAs going broke, falling for it. Period.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.